Hello, and welcome to another edition of The Dumb Donkey Speaks. This is number 10. I'm going to start from The Legend of the Jews, Book 2 of 16. The Soul of Man. The care in which God exercised in fashioning every detail of the body of man is as naught in comparison with his solicitude for the human soul. The soul of man was created in the first day, for it was the Spirit of God moving upon the face of the waters. Thus, instead of being the last, man is really the first work of creation. This spirit, or to call it by its real name, the soul of man, possesses 5 different powers. By means of one of them, it escapes from the body every night and rises up to heaven and fetches new life for man. With the soul of Adam, the souls of all the generations of men were created. They are stored up in a promontory or storehouse in the seventh of the heavens, whence they are drawn as they are needed for the human body after human body. The soul and body of man are united in this way. When a woman has conceived, the angel of the night carries the sperm before God. God decrees what manner of human being shall become of it, for he is the potter and we are the clay. Whether it shall be male or female, strong or weak, rich or poor, beautiful or ugly, short or tall, fat or thin, and what all its other qualities may be. Piety and wickedness alone are left to the determination of the man himself. Then God makes a sign to the angel appointed over the souls, saying, "Bring me the soul so and so, which is hidden in paradise, whose name is so and so, and whose form is so and so." The angel brings the designated soul, and she bows down when she appears in the presence of God and prostrates herself before him. At that moment, God issues the command to the soul to enter into this sperm. The soul opens its mouth. "O Lord of the world, I am well pleased in the world in which I have been living, since thou didst call me into being, and doest thou now require me to enter into this impure sperm? I, who am holy and pure and a part of thy glory." God counsels it, "The world in which I will cause thee to enter is better than the world in which thou hast lived hitherto. And when I created thee, it was only for this purpose." The soul is then forced into the sperm against its will, and the angel carries it back to the womb of its mother. 2 angels are detailed to see that it does not leave it, nor drops out of it, and a light is set above it, whereby the soul can see from one end of the earth world to the other. In the morning, an angel carries it to paradise and shows it the righteous who sit there in glory with crowns upon their heads. The angel then says to the soul, "Does thou know who these are?" These who thou beholdest here were formed like unto thyself in the womb of their mother. When they came into the world, they observed God's Torah and his commandments. Therefore, they became the partakers of this bliss, which thou seest them enjoy. Know that thou wilt depart from the world below, and if thou wilt observe God's Torah, then wilt thou be found worthy of sitting with these pious ones. But if thou wilt not, thou wilt be doomed to the other place, in which I will show you also. In the evening, the angel takes the soul to hell, and there points out the sinners who the angels of destruction are smiting with fiery scourges. The sinners all the while are crying out, "Woe, woe," but no mercy is shown unto them. The angel then questions the soul, "Doest thou know who these are?" These who are consumed with fire were created like unto thee. When they were put into the world, they did not observe God's Torah and his holy commandments. Therefore, they have come to this disgrace in which you see them suffer. Know thy destiny is also to depart from the world, to be just, therefore, and not wicked, that thou mayest gain the future world. Between morning and evening, the angel carries the soul around and shows it where it will live and where it will die, and the place in which it will be buried. And he takes it through the whole world and points out the just and the sinners and all things. And in the evening, he replaces it back in the womb of its mother, and there it remains for 9 months. When the time arrives for it to merge from the womb into the open world, the same angel addresses the soul. The time has come for you to go abroad into the open world. The soul resists. Why dost thou want me to go out into the open world? The angel replies, Know that as thou was formed against thy will, so now know thou wilt be born against thy will. And against thy will thou shalt die, and against thy will thou shalt give account of thyself before the King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he. But the soul is reluctant to leave its place. Then the angel flicks the baby on the nose and extinguishes the light above its head and brings it forth from the womb against its will. Immediately the child forgets all his soul has seen and learned, and it comes into the world crying, for it loses the place of shelter and security and its place of rest. When the time arrives for man to quit this world, the same angel appears and asks him, Dost thou recognize me? And the man replies, Yes, but why doest thou come to me today? And thou didn't come on any other day. And the angel replies, To take you away from this world, for the time of thy departure has arrived. When the man falls to weeping, and his voice penetrates throughout the entire world, yet no creature hears his voice except for the cock alone. Men then contest with the angels. From 2 worlds thou didst taketh me, and into this world thou didst bring me. But the angel reminds him, Did I not tell you that thou wast formed against thy will, and thou would be born against thy will, and against thy will thou would die, and against thy will thou wilt have to give an account and reckoning of thyself before the Holy One. Blessed is he. I heard once somewhere that if you ask an infant child, or just of speaking age, what is heaven like, that he could be able to tell you, but you probably wouldn't believe what they were saying because of the fact that they are just infant children. But there is something about a child God recognizes, and we should recognize the innocence. We are so caught up in the thou shalt nots, the 10 Commandments, that we can't enjoy our children as God's gift he has given to us. The 10 Commandments or law was nailed to the cross. So stop preaching them to your children unless you can keep them yourself. Jesus said, see that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. So that is not the will of my Father who is in heaven, that one of these little ones should perish. Jesus said to the disciples as they asked him, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And calling a child to him, he put him in the midst of them and said, truly I say unto you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven. So let the children come to me, and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven. Bless their souls in Christ Jesus. Thank you.